Okay. I just saw Suicide Squad, so welcome to the newest edition of Psychobabble, where this will be my review of Suicide Squad. Much anticipated by no one. It's just my opinion. And what do I know? Right? It's just a bunch of psychobabble. Let's start with the trailer. So I know you've all seen the trailer. You're probably tired of seeing the trailer, unless you're one of these people that love the movie.
I want to build a team of some bad people who can do some good.
What are you really up to?
Flag, it's a need to know. And all you need to know is you work for me.
You need real soldiers, not these scumbags.
Everyone has a weakness, and a weakness can be leveraged.
That is just a mean lady.
Yeah. We got a job to do.
Light it up!
Getting people to act against their own self-interest is what I do for a living.
I'll accept the consequences.
I am your consequence.
They warned me about you. I didn't believe the stories.
Nobody does.
Suicide Squad, rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX 3D.
Yeah, I cut the trailer short. Sorry. I wanted to do to us the same thing that, well, the same thing that the filmmakers did to us with the movie. There's so much film cut out of this movie that feels like they gave us chopped up bits and pieces because they have so much and they don't know what to show us. They don't know which is better. They don't know what we'll like more. They're too busy worried about what people will accept rather than just showing us their vision. That is where Suicide Squad went wrong. So I would love to see the movie cut originally the way that they wanted to cut it before they went back and thought too much about what we would accept. Because honestly, when you do that, you get it wrong. Right? Complete honesty, when I went into the movie, I had my hopes up because I wanted to be proved wrong. I wanted to be able to get in front of the camera here and actually spend some time eating crow because I had to give a very liberating movie review of a film that I completely pegged wrong. But I didn't. The concerns I had about it were true. First, let me start with my biggest pet peeve of the movie. There's two really that's neck and neck. One is the editing, because I was just touching base on that with, they went back and shot so many things that they put in the movie and left so many things that was in the original film out. So we get this chopped up version of this movie where everybody's complaining about the editing, but that is why. We're seeing reshoots and we're seeing original scenes, and some of them doesn't even match up. And it makes for one of the sloppiest editing jobs I've ever seen in a movie, in a big budget movie, ever. Going to next is the Joker. I'm going to go ahead and address that right off the bat because I always think that in a film, if you want it to be relevant in the future, near or distant, do not date the movie with pop culture, whatever's popular at the time. Bad tattoos, the chrome grill, the fluorescent hair, there's nothing timeless about that. In just 5 years, it'll seem silly. I like the way the movie opened. The movie opened giving you hope that it would be better than you thought it was going to be. A very great opening scene with the two characters that actually carried the movie the most, which was Will Smith, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie. Yes, Robbie. It's not Robbie. I know there's two B's in it, but I'm pretty sure that however she pronounces her name is correct. It's Margot Robbie. So don't give me any shit on that. The pale skin and lipstick, he looked more like something that walked out of the remake of Rocky Horror Picture Show than Suicide Squad. That damn sure is not the Joker that I would have put in that film. And his voice, he didn't do enough with it to make up an iconic voice the way Heath Ledger did. And then the laugh, whenever he would give a Joker laugh, it actually wasn't even the sound of him doing it at the time he's delivering the lines. They would dub in his laugh that they doctored and altered and added some echo and some distortion to it and put it in the score music. So whenever he laughs, it's part of the score. And that sounds very strange to me, and it was a very odd choice. For me, the villains were the wrong choice because, and I say villains because there were two. Everybody keeps saying the villain. There was the witch and her brother. That was a bad choice of villains. You could have really went just epic with a villain in this film, and it felt like that's where you took a shortcut. I predicted before going and seeing it that the weakness of the film would be the Joker and a cast of people that I didn't think fit, and the choices of characters for the Suicide Squad. We could have been much more iconic, where people would look forward to it even more. And then you had the strength of the film. I felt after watching her in movies like Wolf on Wall Street, and her acting in that made me love her as an actress. And come to find out, after I found out more about who she was, she's in a bunch of my movies that I have here. And so I looked forward to the movie for that reason, and even predicted that from what I seen from her, she would be what carried the movie. And I do believe she's probably one of the fan favorites.
Hey guys.
You're going somewhere very bad.
And?
Complete the mission, you get time off your prison sentence. Fail the mission, you die.
She seems nice. What a ride! I'm bored. Play with me.
Stay evil, Dollface.
Seriously, the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
And I do believe the Joker's one of the ones that they question the most. And when you have a useless Killer Croc and a couple other characters, and Will Smith's basically really only playing Hancock, there was a very generic plot. I don't feel like there was much story at all, but at times, and I think this too is because of the choice to cut so much film and then go back and reshoot it after the success of Deadpool, that I think that is why you get this feeling like so much of the film is dead and without identity. It's just DOA. And then every once in a while pops up this little flash of something more genius. And it teases us with the feel of a better movie that we never got to see. And that is why I think if they hadn't went back and did a bunch of those reshoots, shooting more footage and going back and chopping this movie up, then I feel like we would have gotten a better movie. And I would love to see the film. If there's enough fan outcry, we will see a much better film when the Blu-ray comes out, because maybe we'll see the cut before the reshoots. That's what I'd give anything to see. There's still the problem that the script wasn't great, because it's a script involving too many characters to be written in 6 weeks. Now, I heard critics, before I went to go see the film, I heard a couple critics really rip the film for saying Katana speaking Japanese, but everybody understanding what she's saying. What is she doing reading subtitles through the screen? I will stick up for the movie on this point and say that those critics should not say things like that when they don't pay attention to the film that they're watching. Katana spoke Japanese, but everybody didn't understand her. Nobody responded to anything she said in Japanese except for one person. So obviously that one person in the military knew how to speak Japanese. That's not unrealistic. The first 20 minutes of the film was the best 20 minutes of the film, the fastest paced, the most interesting. So the way that they explained the backstories, and they did some flashbacks, but not unimportant ones. The flashbacks were the emotional side of the movie that got you attached to characters, like Will Smith's character. And so I really like that. It almost even made you feel a little bad for Harley because she wants Joker to be somebody he's not. And I only wish that that would have been even a stronger suit of the movie if the Joker would have been a different type of character. I did not like the Joker. It was like a crackhead on the subway that got a hold of the Joker's paint and tried to see what he could make himself look like. He looks like a pretty boy. Today he looks like a fuck boy that was trying to be a thug by getting bad tattoos and a chrome grill, but then decided to go to a Halloween party and he decided to paint himself up as the Joker, and that's why he's kind of half-assed trying to talk like the Joker. That's what he reminds me of. Joker's the worst character I've seen in a movie in a long time, and I'll stick to that. Sorry, Jared Leto, man. I don't think you could do a better job either. I think that was you giving it your all, and I think that is why you are not the level actor that most people think you are, and probably should typecast you as a Wall Street fuckboy. Excuse my language. Would it be sensible for me to ask why the Joker is even in this film? I mean, he's not part of the squad. He's not one of the villains. He's just a distraction. And distracting he is because it's a poor rendition. So why do we have to have it in the film? I didn't understand that. For the purpose that it served in the story, where she kept wanting to get back to him or wanting him to come get her, it would have been eerie had he not came for so many times in the movie to get her on so many breaks that he would have had to swoop in and get her. Swoop, like the Batman. But instead, at the end of the movie, something happens to where all you hear is the laugh, and you're like, "Oh shit, he showed up." But we have to wait till the next movie to see him, and then they deliver us a better Joker, a better cast member. Damn sure a better look, and somebody that could do a really good voice and laugh, so that the anticipation through this film, be patient, show us the Joker in the next one. Because all he was a distraction in this one, and what would have been much more present is his absence, if that makes sense. And maybe along the way she found a couple Joker cards, so that it built and built. Not just showed us a guy that, in all honesty, excuse my language, but kind of looked like a fuckboy that was acting like a thug that decided to go to a Halloween party as the Joker. So you got different depths and levels to his fake persona. Because what he really is a spoiled frat boy who then decided to get some bad tats and a chrome grill because that'll make him a thug. And then somebody invites him to a Halloween party, and that's his best rendition of the Joker. So every time he's up to bat, he strikes out. That's what that character reminded me of. And that's what you want us to fear is the Joker? Come on. Something I haven't even heard anybody talk about that could be construed as a positive or negative, truly just based on opinion, is the Joker's loss of identity. I mean, in the trailer, you just see that wannabe thug version of the Joker with the chrome grill and the bad tats. But when you go see the movie, there's like 3 different versions of him. If you pay attention to his personality, there is that in the trailer that I don't like, that Joker in the movie. And then there is also when he jumps out of, if I remember right, the back of a van, and as he looks around and his coat's open and he's got a bunch of chains on, there's something very, with him in that coat, very, and that hairdo, very David Bowie-like in that shot. And then at the end when he's in the helicopter, he's in a 1930s style tux with a machine gun, and it's a total image of the 1930s Scarface, the really old New York mobster gangster type person, and even the way he's laughing then really reminds you of the if you go back and look at clips of the old black and white gangster movies in New York, with the gangsters that wear the tuxedos and carry the Tommy guns. You had Thug Joker, you had David Bowie Joker, and you had 30s gangster Joker. It's kind of weird. So this brings me now to my final rating of Suicide Squad. My psychobabble rating on a scale from 1 to 10 on this film. I'm just really disappointed in, especially considering this is a writer and director of End of Watch, which I like as much, if not more, than Training Day, and he also made Training Day. And then this, what happened, man? You decided to do a movie that you didn't know anything about? Suicide Squad, the best I can give it, and that's only because I like the fact that there were these flashes, just flashes for a second here and there throughout the movie, of a better film that we never got to see. Those captivated me off and on throughout the whole movie, but those were from a different movie that we didn't get to see. Instead, we saw this rebooted bunch of shit that they reshot and attempted to edit it all together in a puzzle of pieces that did not fit, so they trimmed them to fit each other. That's what it was like. But because of those tiny bits that I liked, because of the opening of the film that I liked, and because of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn that I loved, I'll give the film 4 on a scale from 1 to 10. That's a 4 on a scale from 1 to 10. Sorry if you don't like it, because it's just my opinion. And what do I know? Because it's just a bunch of psycho babble. Bullshit. Psycho babble bullshit. Let's call it what it is, right? It's just my opinion. But hey, if you don't like it, you can always go see it again.